In this video, we're going to demonstrate how to set up your stat order and your preferences for leaders and customize that so you could turn stats on or off and put them in any order. First, open up any team and go into the team website area. If you're going to be updating stats for just this one team, select Set Team Settings from the pull-down list. If you're in a league, you could use the default settings, but you want to set them up first by using the Set League Defaults. So if you have multiple teams and you're using League Planner Pro to manage your league, use Set League Defaults and then set up all your options, and then every team in that league will get those same defaults. You set your league name over here. You could search for any leagues up on your cloud drive and set them up so that every team in that particular league uses the same defaults. Okay, so I'm going to do a team setting right now because I'm going to just do this for one team. I could set whether I want a drop-down menu for opponents that team played. If I only have one team, I'm not going to have any links to the opponent logos, so I could put logos up, but I won't be linking to them. If I have player photos, I'll turn JPEGs on here. If I have PNGs made by TurboStats to remove the backgrounds, you could set the PNG option here, but the ones that go up automatically are the JPEGs. In terms of logos, you have your choice whether you want a PNG or a JPEG. You could just click Add Logo here, pick the logo. If it's a PNG, it won't be displayed, but it will update onto the web page. You have the option to set up a couple customized links and put the links here up in your menu that are on your website if you want to produce a web page for this. If you have a League Planner Pro site, you can hit To Event, and then you'll have a menu that brings people back to the main league event. So that's nice to have on your team page. To set up the leaders, click on the Set Leaders button at the bottom. This will show you the current leaders and what's turned on by default. If you want to turn something off, let's say 3-game average, you go into Set Leader Stats, and then you go under batting, and then you have average for the last 3 games, and you could turn that option off. And the next time you come back here and hit Set Leaders again, okay, that particular category will be missing from the report. Now, if you want to change the order, okay, what you want to do is, like, let's say we have hits first here. So we want to go and create a stat report. So what we do is we close out of this and we go into any of our stat reports. We could hit the team button at the bottom and produce a team report. The team report, you'll see it says Report 1. That is the main report. So on your team stat reports and on your website under Team Stats, you're going to have every stat that's selected here when you have Report 1 selected. So if I want to include hit by pitch, I could turn that on. At bats, okay, walks, I could turn these things on the main stat reports here. Okay, I hit OK, and you'll see all those statistics show up here. If I don't want average with runners in scoring position, I'll go back to the filter and go to average with runners in scoring position, hits with runners in scoring position, at bats with runners in scoring position, and average. I could turn them off. And then when I remake the report here, you'll see those stat categories are gone. If I want to change the order of any stats, let's just say I want at-bats to be first. I click on at-bats, and I could use these arrows to scroll that over there and change the order. If I want RBIs next, I could leave that. If I want home runs after singles, doubles, triples, home runs, I'll just make those changes, and when I make another stat report, it'll ask to save those changes. Now those changes, that order is going to be used now for your main stat reports and your leaderboard. So even though stats are missing on your leader stats, if you have leaders for at-bats, RBIs, and home runs, that'll be the order. These other stat categories will be missing, but this same order is used throughout the whole program, whether it's full stats or just leader stats. So now let's go back into the team website option and let's go to Set Leaders again. And you'll see that the very first thing we have here now is hits, average, RBIs, runs. The other categories were turned off. So this particular order right here is only inside the program. When you go into the website, after you make the website, let's go back here and post this website and you'll see what it's going to do. Okay, hang on one moment. Okay, and then I can hit view and the website will come up here and I can see what's happened. So these are the categories here: games, total hits, average, at-bats, RBIs, runs, single, double, triple. See how those categories are there? Now let me go and turn some of those off and we'll see what happens. Okay, I'll go into the stat reports here. Hang on one second. And I'll make a team report again, but let's go into the filter under report and let's choose the leaders. This is what we're going to show just for the leaders, and I go to batting here, and if I want to choose to turn sac flies off, and I want to have other statistics like singles off, doubles, triples, we're just going to show home runs and RBIs, total walks. Okay, I could just set that like that and then go back into the website here and repost it. Okay, one second while that reposts. And then we'll just hit view. And we'll see the leaders here: games, total hits, average, at-bats, RBIs. See, we dropped off the singles, doubles, and triples. So that's under the leader category there. Now, when you go under stats here and you want to see the team stats, okay, you'll see that those categories are still there because they're using the report one options. So again, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to make a report and click onto the stat filter here, and under report, report one is your main stats that you're going to see in your stat reports. And if you come down to leaders, those are the stats that are going to be just in the leader categories. It's the same thing if you're using League Planner Pro and you're trying to make a stat report and you want to have just the leaders in the different categories turned on. Now there's also some settings for leaders that you could customize here. If you go to home page, let's go back here, let's go to set leaders, and then at the top here you could say, well, players with at-bats over a certain amount will only be qualified. Like here we have 3 at-bats, and we have leaders here for average. So if I change the minimum at-bats to 4 and then go and recreate this leaderboard, okay, let's see what happens here. See, it looks like those guys have dropped off, so nobody's appearing. So let's go back here and make the at-bats minimum 3. Okay, and so we have the 2 players, you have to have more than 3 at-bats. So you could set the minimums up here, and then the stats will, leaders will drop out. This way you don't have a player who's only played 1 or 2 games, had a few at-bats, who's leading with average or such. And you could same thing with other categories. If you want to filter games, like you just want to include the season games, or you have a tournament that you want to include and you just want to get the leaders for those events, you could set this game filter here just for the leaderboard, and it will show you just the leaders for those categories. So that's about how you do it. And you go to the home page. If you want to customize your site here, you could add photos, you could embed your Twitter feed on here, you could create a custom background. If you have a photo you want to use as the background, choose custom. Make sure you have the background choice selected here. Okay, and then you could post that photo up. That'll be the background of your web page if you want to make a custom web page. And that's how you do it. Thanks for watching.